Alright, so what kind of gigs you can do on a cruise ship? I can think of at least 10. Um, you have the different solo positions. The solo guitarist singer is what I'm doing now, or pop guitarist. That's how it's called in Royal Caribbean. You have the piano bar entertainer who sings and plays piano, entertains guests with many sing-alongs and popular American songs. What else? You have the solo intermissionist, classical guitarist, and I think on some ships you still have piano solo intermissionist. Then you have the Caribbean band. They tend to be from one of the Caribbean islands, and they're either a quartet or a trio. You have the party band, usually 4 or 5 members, a lot of top 40 kind of dancing music. You have the Latin band. They obviously play Latin music, more kind of like Central American Latin, a lot of danceable cha-chas, rumbas, and boleros, and salsa, and that kind of music. You have the lounge duos or trios. Most of the duos have at least one singer. Some of them, both of them sing. Some of them, both of them play instruments. I've seen some duos that are instrumental also. The same with the trios. Then you have the classical or kind of classical string duos or string trios. Usually violin and cello, or violin, viola, and cello. You have like the lounge or jazz quartets. They are more, they play more jazz and danceable, like ballroom music. They tend to do a lot of that too. Then you have the orchestra or show band musician. Basically, for that position, you have to be a good reader and pretty versatile. They are the band that's behind the shows. They do the guest entertainer shows. They play with the production shows, the musical theater shows, and they do some sets like big band and that kind of sets. I did that for a few years, and it can be fun. It varies. I mean, you can have luck with what kind of bandmates you get, or not too much luck, but if you get a good band, it can be very fun. I think I've named 10 gigs already. I'm gonna name 2 more actually. These are probably the best, or one of the best gigs you can get. They're a bit harder. One of them is if you can be an instrumentalist that is part of a guest entertainer show. You're part of their fixed band, and you move around with whoever the guest entertainer is. That's a great gig. It's a bit harder to get because usually you have to know a guest entertainer and he has to choose you to be in his band. The agencies won't hire you to form a band in that way. And last, but probably the best gig, and which seems to be kind of hard to get, and for which you have to have something different, and you have to be a good entertainer, and you have to have a good show, is actually being a guest entertainer, where you have your show that you play in the theater. And usually these guys, they are on the ship for about a week or less, and they do about 2 or 3 shows, and then they fly to another ship or they fly back home. They are the entertainers that make the most money. So if you can put that together, it's probably the best gig. You have to have a really good show. You have to have something that's different, or something that works, basically. I mean, I've known guys that have made it that way. There was a drummer in the orchestra with whom I worked at the time. He was Italian, and he had a Beatles cover band, and now he's working as a guest entertainer with his whole band. So it can be done, but all right. So that's all, my friends.